One of the huge advantages with working with the Awakening curriculum and being awake, it is that no matter what is arising in a conversation with another person, you do not take it personal. You know that this is not about me because it can't be. No matter what other people talk about, they are talking about themselves in that way that we can only perceive reality through our own experiences. So I can only look at you and project something onto you that I already know and recognize in myself. Another thing is that very often when we talk, our ears are full of tears, so we don't hear what it is the other person is actually saying. We hear our own story, a bit like, if you put your fingers into your ears, you hear your own voice so much louder. And when we are selfing, when we have our ears full of tears, then we only hear ourselves. So no matter what the other person says, we can only hear how this is affecting me, how this is influencing me, what this means to me, because it's all we can hear. And one of the advantages with working with the Awakening curriculum and being awake is that suddenly you don't have the tears in your ears anymore. You can hear clearly what it is the other person says. Even when they're standing and pointing fingers at you and telling you that you are this, that, and the other, you know that it's not about you. You know that that is a person that is suffering right now and that needs your compassion and your kindness. So you can actually be there for the other person. You can see that there's a mask on the person. They're masking. They're living in the world in a way that they think they have to be loved and to be accepted and to be a part of the community and not to be rejected. But when you're awake, you know that that mask is again just based on what that person think is reality. And that means you can meet the other person the way that the person actually is, not who they are trying to portray themselves to be with their mask on. You're not meeting the mask. You're meeting the person behind the mask. And you can see that there's a person suffering. You can hear what it is that they actually say. And when they have that, you never listen to me. You never ever hear what I'm saying. Instead of taking that personal, then you say, I am here. I'm listening. I hear you. I hear that you don't feel that you're met. I'm meeting you. How can I support you? How can I help you? They're not talking about you. They're talking about their suffering, what is happening in them. And you can reassure them because you know they're not talking about you. You can see the mask in front of them. You can see the person behind the mask. And you can have nothing but compassion and kindness to a person that think that they need to mask up, that they need to be protecting themselves all the time, that they need to use words to create division between people, that they need to protect themselves against what might come. You can be that pillar that is showing them that it's okay. It's okay. No matter how fearful you are, I'm right here. No matter how angry they can be, I'm right here. And you know, if you're doing the Awakening curriculum, that under anger is so much sadness. A lot of people come from families where the spectrum of emotions was not really there. So they were taught that you can either be angry or invisible. And that means that whatever they feel in between those two is never expressed. And if you're doing the Awakening curriculum, you know that that anger that they're showing towards you right now is not about you. And they're trying to protect and maintain something in them. Look through the mask. Look into the heart of the other person and meet the other person where they're actually at. Meet them with what they actually need. Just be a kind person. Just meet them with equanimity. And you will completely de-escalate the situation. And then feel in you also how you start to become curious to their experience. You start to ask them questions about their experience. And if they say something to embarrass you or anything like that, and you can see that they're consistently trying to do that, you can call it out, but with kindness. Are you saying that for me to feel bad? Have a pause and just be there with them. A lot of times when people are trying to make you feel bad, if you have a pause and do not react right away, they kind of hear what it is they're saying. And a lot of times they start to backtrack. And because they start to feel bad, they know that what they're saying is not in line with their own values. So they actually feel a little bit bad about it. So just allow that silence to be there and keep looking at the person behind the mask. Because the mask is what is dividing them in their lives. It's what is creating distance in their lives. And they're not happy. They're not content. They don't feel equanimity. It's a constant battle for them to wake up in the morning until they fall asleep at night. They're constantly trying to maintain and defend something that is not even theirs. And it's so easy to feel compassion towards that. In the, I think it's the first, it's in one of the foundational fetters, so either first, second, or third fetter. I'm talking a lot about the difference with ego and the authentic. And I really can recommend you to work with that part about you becoming authentic. But in order to do that, you need to be okay with you. And you become that with working with the foundational fetters, with the lessons that we have in the foundational fetters. So this video was basically just for me to remind you that nobody can ever say anything about you. It's their opinion about you. You cannot be offended or hurt by what anyone is saying to you. What you can do is breathe, feel into your equanimity and your contentment in this moment, and then see the mask. Notice the mask that the other person is wearing and see through that mask. See through what they're trying to lie about, tell stories about. Because I promise you, it's not how they actually feel. Imagine them being 4 years old. They don't want division. We all want connection. We all want to belong. So when somebody is creating division like that, they are sad and they're scared. They are super, super vulnerable. So see through the mask and see into the heart of the person and create space in you for them to be as they are. Remember how you felt in the beginning before you started the Awakening curriculum. Remember how much you were suffering, how much you were diverting all the time from how you actually felt it. Remember that, and then have empathy with the other person. See through the mask and into the heart, and just stay with that authentic person that they actually are behind the mask. Yeah, if you have any questions, any experiences with this, I would love to hear that in the comment section. And I think that was it. Thank you. We have created a course of our first fetter material. This course will walk you step by step through all of the ways in which identification is created and selfing happens. If you've been struggling to see through the self-structure or have that first awakening shift, this course contains hundreds of tools to help you discover the selfing mechanisms when they're happening. and then see through the illusion of identification that I created. Along with over 14 hours of videos, this $49 course contains a full book worth of summaries, extrapolations on the videos, written inquiry suggestions, and other text. So work slowly, leave time for integration. This is powerful material and it can be life-changing.